Hey guys, it's 12:15. I'm gonna wrap up this day by doing some analysis. I didn't get to mark all the trades, so I'm just gonna have to do that as we go through this. Uh, I believe 5 o'clock. Oh no, 5 o'clock didn't come in until down here. So I do like this. I do like this failed second entry. I don't know what this is. Let me get that off there. I do like this second entry, although we didn't come off the trend line. We should be heading down. And that's what happens. And you should have had this trend line. So that's a nice failure right there. It also looks like a failed break higher out of this mini range. So a couple of reasons I like that. We come down here and we find some support after the bounce. And yeah, this does kind of look like it's leading to a break. It's very sideways. Even though this was very sideways too, you can see it's a larger range. And we get some congestion, a break higher, and that breaks the channel. And you get a failure right here, but it's just, we could make another leg up. But it keeps going down. It's above the EMA. That's another reason I'm not crazy about it. Test the midline. Comes up here. It must have been a news item, and it just sold off, unless my data is inaccurate. And that's an overshoot, and then we go sideways. That leads to a break, and you get this double test down here that maybe you could even argue is like a triple test. But it's a first entry, and the signal bar is no good anyway. Come up here. If you have the trend line, I don't think you would want to take this second entry. I mean, it's off the midline. I'm going to mark that green because if you draw this channel off the highs and then bring it down to where the midline is, yeah, maybe at that time, no, you probably have it like this. No, it looks like a midline. We get a couple confirmations of that, giving us some confidence. So maybe you take that, but you can see eventually it just leads to a break. And we do hit the measured move. And the way I had it drawn earlier, it was a perfect bounce. But yeah, we got a first entry, second entry, but this looked very congestive. So when you try and go higher once and then a second time, that's a failure. I like that. We got a leg down to a new low, and it bounced off that perfect measure move. But I think this just really had the feel of a sell-off. Like this was a leg down, and we were expecting a second leg down, and that's pretty much what we got. So it was a good read. And you get this move up. People probably took that failure, but I'm not taking that. Two into the highs. But then we get this sell-off, first entry. This is the failure right here. That looks like a one leg down to a new low. It felt like we were gonna test it. Really, it looks like a two-legged pullback, like a failure. So I mean, and you could look at this as probably on a different chart. This is probably a new high or something. And well, actually, probably not, but it just looks like a failure. That's really all I can say about that. This looks like a second entry, but with prices, we've got a couple legs down to a new low. I don't know. Maybe if you have this, it looks like there's a channel, but then even that's a break. So you wouldn't have this, but this looks accurate. Let's see, is that, yeah, that could be the midline. That's what I'm guessing we're in right now, is a channel like this. Where were we? This second entry, I think, is what I was just talking about. It kind of looks like a double test. But I just don't think you can take it, especially it's pretty much 3 bars stacked up. Yeah, that's 3 bars stacked up. I don't think you want to take that. You get the second entry off this trend line, and that would be confirmation, but it's just not a great signal bar. But if you see all that I'm seeing right now, this triple test, confirms the trend line. There is room back to the EMA. You might consider that. And you can see that started a steep move down. And this looks like a hidden second entry, but you don't get a good signal bar anyway. And then we keep coming down to what I believe is the low of the trend channel, and we bounced. And that's what we're at. That's where we're at right now. We are getting this lower high, but and actually it's a second entry short, and you're getting a lower high. So you might consider that. But you know, that could go either way. It's just, I really would look at that as a first entry. It kind of looks like we moved too far for a lower high. And these kind of all look like inside bars. Yeah, we're getting inside bars. So I think you want to hold off on that. But there are reasons you might like that. But anyway, that's my analysis for today. I hope everyone had a great day. Let's take one last look at it. And it is 12:22, so a lot could happen until market close. But I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day.